going to take a look at this, and this one's by the Bleacher Report. Every NBA team's biggest flight risk this offseason, and for the Cavs, they have it as Collin Sexton. And again, Chris, we've talked about it. The Cavs want to keep Collin Sexton. You see, net rating is 5. It's, all that stuff. The Cavs view him as a young guy who was averaging 24 points a game at some point. He was willing to kind of dial it back this year a little bit and do the things that they wanted. By all accounts, he's done whatever they've whatever they've asked him to do. He's been the quote-unquote great teammate. So I would think a guy that can score, that's a great teammate, you generally want to keep if you can.
Yeah, I think that the key point is if you can, and what is the price that it would cost in order to retain somebody like Collin. Yeah, they like him. He was the very beginning of this rebuild. He was the first piece. He's the piece remaining, really, from the Kyrie Irving blockbuster from 2017. And he has done everything and more that they've asked of him to do. And here he is. He can't be part of this turnaround for the Cavs the way that he wants to be, and yet he's still there with his teammates. He's supporting the organization. He's working his butt off behind the scenes when it comes to his rehab. So he helps set the tone of this culture of accountability and hardworking and player development. He's at the center of all of that. The thing that they have on their side, Dave, 2 things. One is at the time that they were negotiating with Collin this past offseason, there were 4 teams that were projected to have cap space this coming off season. Now I think there are 6, and you got to say, okay, which of those 6 are really going to line up and give Collin the kind of offer that the Cavs wouldn't be willing to match, which is the second thing that the Cavs have on their side. He is a restricted free agent, and that means that if a team offers him whatever contract it is, the Cavs, it's in their power if they're going to match that contract. And coming off the season that Collin is coming off of, where he's dealing with this injury, it's a tricky injury. The Cavs are having success without him. How many teams are going to line up to give Collin Sexton $50 to $20 million per year? It just doesn't seem like that's a realistic outcome this offseason. So because of that, I think the Cavs could get him and retain him for something that's not going to really damage their flexibility moving forward from a salary cap perspective.
It's a fun problem to have when you have too many good players that you're going to eventually have to pay, and that's the situation the Cavs are in. Those are the problems NBA executives sign up for all the time.